Thank you very much. I want to try to start as close to on time as possible. It's a few minutes over. First of all, my name is Trent Provo, superintendent here. See a lot of familiar faces. Thank you so much for taking out of your very, busy time to be here with us. You're really going to help us kind of set the tone for where we want to go in the future with Monroe-Gregg schools. One thing I ask is just be very honest as you have open conversations with each other. The information we get out of you is going to help us into the future with what we're planning in many different aspects, from academics through facilities. So thank you so much for being here once again. With that, I will let you introduce yourself, Dr. Kaiser here, and kind of explain he's here to help us. I'm very grateful for that because he has a lot of experience with strategic planning. So I'm going to let him talk a little bit about himself.
Well, thank you very much. I'm going to tell you my 44 years in education very quickly. And I went to Cathedral, Ball State, taught at Kokomo Hayworth. I was head basketball coach here in 1984. I won 7 games as a coach. That was the 20th year in a row we were below 500. I took over for Dave Oberly. Left here, went back to Kokomo to Eastern High School, head basketball coach for 2, assistant principal for 2, Decatur Central for 12, Noblesville Schools for 5 as assistant superintendent. Back here as superintendent, Jack and the team hired me in 2005 to 2008, went to Beech Grove for 13 years, retired. 3 months later, I'm the superintendent for 4 years at Westfield, and I retired, and I'm not going back. And so I worked for Performance Services, which company I used for 25 years as a consultant. I get to take superintendents for lunch, and they reimburse me for it. So if you want to act like a superintendent, I mean, I took turnout a couple weeks ago. No, but what I like, I teach at Indiana State. I've done that for 12 years. I teach school financing, strategic planning, a lot of curriculum work, stuff that, where's Melissa? I saw her someplace. We started continuous quality when I was here, and this school just thrived on that.
So this is kind of what we're going to do here. We won't get through all of this in one night. That's why we've planned for a total of 3 meetings. We're hoping we get done in 2, but we used the 3rd one just in case we didn't. We've all heard the acronym of TEAM, Together Everyone Achieves More. Well, that's what we're here to do. We need to be a team. I'm going to ask you guys to help guide us. We do not know everything. Talk a little bit about mission and vision here. We've put together a mission and vision statement that kind of started with the ROI process before I was ever here. Andrew Grismore, who is with us, took the charge of leading that. And then just last year, the board adopted the mission and vision statement that you're going to see here. So mission, we take steps to be a central part of the community, helping every student discover their passions and develop the skills needed for the next step in their journey. And in the vision, we kind of have an acronym of STEP. So we want to strengthen our communities, train leaders, encourage growth, and provide opportunities. So that's our mission and our vision. Just to go over this real quick, just a reminder. So we're on session 1 tonight, our strategic plan meeting dates. Next one is next Wednesday, the 4th. So please come back because it's a continuation. And anybody who wasn't here, if you know anybody who planned to be here who couldn't, tell them to come. They're not going to be left in the dark. They can still come. It'll make sense what we're doing. We are also filming these, and they will be available for any community members or anybody who couldn't come to watch. Number 3, only if needed, is on February 12th. And then we're hopefully going to take this to the board, the strategic plan to the board in March for them to approve it.
You know, we're here to shape the hearts and minds and the soul of our community, but it's your plan. It's not my plan. It's not Trent's plan. It is technically the board's plan, but it's the community's plan. You know, so in these meetings, as we go through, talk to your neighbors, talk to your friends, bring feedback. And we'll get all this out there. You'll be able to see it and put it on we'll get a lot of feedback from other community members that are not here. But it's really the heart and soul of what you want this school district to be. But as we move forward, and I learned these 4 questions from a guy named David Briggs at Alhambra High School back in the 80s when I was principal at Decatur Central. So, what do you believe about kids? That's the heart check. What do you know about kids? That's research, and you may not know a lot about that, but you know kids. And then what do you want is your vision. What do you want this school district to look like? I never put an end on a strategic plan, because there's some things Trent and I have talked about. The strategic plan never ends. Every year, we try to accomplish. We do performance targets and academic targets. We'll talk about that, but it constantly goes forward. There's never an end date. You just upgrade, you revise it, and you check it off. So again, those are our three major focus areas for tonight. The fourth one, what do you do? That is the strategic plan, which we can get that done in 2 meetings with some, maybe follow up on a third, okay? Any questions on that? Okay, because we're going to be an active participant, everybody stand up, because you've been sitting now for about a half hour. Get a shoulder partner across and just talk about how you feel. You know, what have you learned so far tonight? We heard some great achievements, but just, you know, talk to your partner. What do you think about the process? What questions might you have? Let's take 2 minutes to do that.
My room is a little further north than my Columbus Grove.
Okay, everybody. Couple last things, and we'll get you out of here. First, I want to thank you for coming. I believe we had right at 70 people. I was hoping we'd have between 50 and 75, so that's an awesome number. I think we're accomplished some really great things from the feedback you're going to give us between all these meetings. So thank you for taking time out of your schedule. Please come back next week. One other thing, we're going to have another video crew here outside of even Mr. Jane's next week. We're part of what's called the Central Indiana Education Service Center, and they have an unbelievable media group there, and we actually get free hours from them. So we're going to use some of our free hours, and they're going to kind of do a little bit of a video of this process. We thought that'd be neat to kind of put together with the strategic plan when we have it done, so people can see on our website, here's how we did it, and here's what came out of it. Why I'm telling you that is not only to let you know that they're going to be here, but I might ask a few of you that I maybe know a little bit better than others to possibly do a short little interview with them, and we can kind of do it during the session so you don't have to stay after. They can kind of pull you out in the hallway and talk to you. So if some of you that I might know would like to do that, if you don't, that's fine. I'll find somebody else, but I might be kind of tapping you on the shoulder and asking you to do a short little video with them. So with that, once again, thank you. And then Dr. Kaiser's gonna, leave your cards can just stay. We'll pick those up. We'll come around and pick all that, and we'll clean up a bunch of stuff too. With that, I'm going to have Dr. Kaiser talk to you about the last little thing before you leave.
So first of all, just to review, because if you're doing a lesson, you need to begin with an anticipatory set, do best shot instruction, do formative assessments, and summative. So this is kind of the summative of your work for tonight, and we'll put all this together. So remember, what do you believe about kids is the heart check. What do you know about kids is research. What do you want is the vision. And the fourth question is, what do you do? And that's what we're going to address next week. It'll be 4 areas: academics, careers, facilities, and wellness, okay? And from there, we will develop, going back to the great question, how can we do it so quick? Well, we'll get the brain started of it. But then we'll work on, you won't work on the performance targets, but the administrators and the teachers will start working on performance targets and academic targets to help develop what the goals are. But remember, it's an ongoing process, okay? Last activity, anytime you leave a classroom, you should have an exit ticket. So you have an exit ticket, you gotta take one sticky note. And on this table over here, you just have to write down how you feeling. I enjoyed the process. I didn't like Dr. Kaiser's jokes, he's not that funny. At the end of this table, you're just gonna write down, I feel good, I don't feel good, whatever that is. How you feeling about the process? On this table over here, you do not have to put anything on this table. But if you have questions, like you want to know what's in the facilities plan, well, it's on the website. You can look at that. You want to know what are the elementary academic achievement, okay? Because it's good to have that data. So on this table, what questions do you have, if you have any? What do you want to know that you didn't learn tonight? And on this one is the feely-goody stuff. I feel good about this. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it, whatever, okay? That's your exit ticket. Just as you're done, we appreciate everything, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.